Hello everybody and welcome to another real estate video. My name is Javier Vidana, and before we begin, let me take a quick minute to explain the new schedule for this channel. On Mondays, I will be releasing first-time home buyer related videos. On Wednesdays, it's going to be general real estate. This isn't particularly just for first-time home buyers. It could be for maybe folks who are looking to sell in the future. It can be an explanation of something that happens during escrow. So for our first-time home buyers, you can still get something out of it, but it's not specified just for them, if that makes sense. And on Friday, it's my to be determined. I want to dabble in the vlogging. I want to dabble in doing some other things, and that's why I'm making my Friday video. It could be another real estate content video, and if that's the case, it is what it is, but it's just going to be left open. Now, that being said, let's talk about today's topic. Before I begin, let me just be a big disclaimer. I am not a mortgage broker. I do not dabble in lending. I am a real estate agent. Any details and interest rate numbers and information I'm giving can be found on ehousing.com. And this is public knowledge. And this is just what my interpretation of the knowledge on this website is. If you want more specific facts, details, numbers, please consult your home mortgage professional. And also, this is just in Arizona. Maybe in your state things are still the same. Who knows? I am specifically talking just about this program that is in Arizona right now. That being said, there's been two amazing big changes in this program, and let's talk about that. I am specifically talking about the Home in 5 program here in Arizona. In my experience, when people are buying a home for the first time, they use an FHA mortgage loan, which is a 3.5% down backed by the government. They use this because it's the lowest interest and the lowest down payment possible. But in the last half decade, it's been a really big popular thing to use the FHA Home in 5 program, which is the same concept, 3.5% down. But instead of paying 3.5% down, you only have to pay 0.5% down. And this is because you get a government grant to help you pay your down payment. And this has been a very popular option for first-time home buyers because when comparing to the original 3.5% FHA, the interest rate's really not that big of a difference. For example, just throwing a number out, back like a year or 2 years ago, a regular FHA loan would have been like 3-4% interest rate, and the FHA down payment assistance, the Home in 5 program, would rate you about 4.5%. So that 0.5% interest rate only would adjust your payment like $30-$40. So it really made sense to just pay the extra $30-$40 and receive the 3% towards your home purchase so you can buy the home. The best part of this program, that this wasn't a second silent loan. This wasn't money that you had to pay back. This was literally free government grant money that was given to you, and you could still sell your home within 2 years. The only people that would actually go forward with a regular FHA 3.5% is for those who really knew that they were gonna live in this house for over 30 years and they didn't want to pay those extra $40-$50, whatever that came up to. And secondly, also the people that just didn't qualify for FHA with down payment assistance. Usually needed a higher credit score of about 660 around there, and a lot of people maybe had a 600, 620, and they just wanted to buy a house right now, so they just went with it and they paid the down payment. Well, that's going to change now, and one of the two reasons why it's going to change is because the interest rate has just been adjusted pretty significantly now. So it used to make sense to just use the down payment assistance program because it was only a half point, quarter point, maybe a point difference. Well, as of last week, the FHA down payment assistance Home in 5 program now has an interest rate of 6%, which comparable to the FHA one, now it's about a 2-point difference, which at the end of the day, yeah, you're thinking, well, it doesn't seem like that much, but if a 0.5% was about $30-$40 more on the monthly payment, can you imagine what 2 points might have been? We're looking at about a difference of $100 to $200 now for just using that down payment assistance program. This is going to make a huge impact for folks who have not bought a home yet, because now you have two very serious things to consider. Should you just save up the 3.5% down for your home, which could be $5,000 to $10,000 depending on your price point, or are you just gonna have to pay an extra $100 to $200 on your monthly payment, but get all that money up front? Using down payment assistance is now no longer a no-brainer. You have to really consider your options. We're talking about a difference of $100 to $200. Before, when it was $30 to $50 or whatever the change was, it's just like, yeah, man, just don't go to Starbucks, or stop eating out, or save yourself a family. Instead of eating out for family dinner, eat in once in a while, and then you'll save up to $40. But now, $100 to $200 for a family budget, especially a first-time home buyer budget, is going to affect what they really do. If you know you're only buying this home to be in it for 3 to 5 years, then it might make sense to use down payment assistance. Because now let's just say this is just a rough number, it could be more. let's just say it's $100 difference. If you're going to be in a home for 3 years, $100 a month extra, that's talking about a $3,600 difference in in the monthly payment if you would just coughed up the 3.5%. So this still kind of makes sense, because if you're buying for, let's just say $200,000, 3.5% is going to be $7,000. Whereas, and your payment's going to be, I don't know, let's just say $1,000. This is just rough estimates. Then it really doesn't make sense to compare it against, let's say if you're buying a house for $200,000 and you use a down payment assistance program, and now you have to pay about $1,000 and you're going to pay about $100 more. If you sell it in 3 years, it's only going to be a $3,600 difference, and it doesn't, you're still coming out winning. But now if you're going to be in the home for at least over 5 years, you're definitely going to lose out on the interest. You're talking about a big difference. So really calculate and make sure you know how long you're going to be in this home for. And if it's going to be a forever home, maybe it's worth saving up a little extra money for the down payment, so that way you don't have to pay the extra 2 points of interest rate every month on your payment. Now on to the second biggest change. In fairness, this happened a few months ago, but I'm now reporting it because I thought it makes sense to talk about it with this video. It used to be just a free 3% government grant. You didn't have to, you could sell the home as soon as you could. I mean, usually you don't want to sell a home till after 2 years, because then you pay taxes on your earnings. So people would just be able to buy a home, use this program, get their down payment paid for, and then 2 years sell it and make some money and go buy another house. That's what a lot of people did. Well, now that's not going to be an option, because this government grant is no longer just free government money. It is now going to be a 3-year second silent loan. This means this is no longer free government money. You're actually getting loaned the money. It's a 0% interest loan of whatever the down payment is going to, assistance is going to be. And in case you want to sell the home before the 3 years that you have it, you're going to have to pay that money back. But if you live in that home for a period of 3 years, or you pass the 3 years, that second silent loan is forgiven. So let me just say an example here. I like using the number 200,000 because that's a pretty standard number in Arizona and it's easy to follow. So for $200,000, the 3.5% down payment is $7,000. Now with the down payment assistance, it's only going to be $1,000. So that $6,000 that the government granted you is no longer just free money. That's going to be a second silent loan that's going to stay on the records basically. And if you decide to sell it before 3 years, you're going to pay that money back. If you decide to stay there and after the 3 years, this $6,000 is forgiven. So it's basically forcing homeowners to stay in the home for at least a period of 3 years. That way, they're not just selling and using the government grant money at their will and, just moving out every 2 years. This doesn't seem like a big difference, right? Yeah, all you need to do is stay in your home for another year and everything's fine. But it kind of does, because now with the interest rate being 2 points higher, you're paying a lot more. A lot is relative. You're paying more on your monthly payment, and now not only are you going to be there for 2 years, you have to have it for a period of 3 years. So you're going to have to consider that to your calculations if it's going to make sense to have this home a long time or using FHA or regular down payment assistance. The way it's working now is you're going to take out a loan on your down payment. So if you think about it, it really is kind of the same scenario. You either have to buckle down and save up a few $1,000s to buy a home, or you just ask for the government to loan it to you and say, hey, I'll pay an extra $100 to $200 more a month if you just loan me that 3.5% in the next 3 years. And in a way, you kind of end up paying it off either way. But now it does kind of change things, because we've been used to just receiving free government grant money and only paying a little more on the interest. Now it's going to be a whole shift. Now it's going to be, dang, do I save up the few $1,000s, or do I just have the government give it to me up front and I'm gonna have to pay more on my monthly payment? Thank you guys for watching the video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, or just go to my website, javiervidana.com. You can learn a little more about me. Scroll to the bottom and you can put any message you need to send me. If you are in Arizona and you're interested in looking or buying or selling your home, under my website, javiervidana.com, there is a section in real estate where you can click start looking for a home and start browsing some homes on my website. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.